Hey everyone, I'm Erica. I'm going to lead you through a short meditation today. This is a meditation I've been working with for about the past 6 months, ever since I realized how much I'm lifting through my entire body rather than rooting down through the bottom half of the body. So this is about separating the top half and bottom half, having from the waist up, reaching up, and then from the hips down, lengthening down, rooting, grounding. So we're going to sit on a block. So knowing that when you're sitting on a yoga block, you don't sit on the top of the block, but at the front of the block, almost like you're going to tilt forward, and you might even feel the back edge of the block tip up off the mat, and that is perfect. That's going to let your pelvis come forward a little bit, bring your low back nice and long, and let your legs spill open so that you can be comfortable, your body can be comfortable and start to relax. I want to say a little bit more about this meditation. I'm finding it's been really useful for my back bends. I realized, somebody pointed out to me, a teacher pointed out to me that with my legs, I wasn't rooting down through my legs, I was still lifting up. There's so much focus on lifting and lengthening up for your back bend. But there's also, it needs to be that rooting, the solidness of your foundation, which is moving down. And also that when we're always lifting everything up, it's pretty exhausting. It takes a lot of energy, especially for the legs that have such a heavy, and your pelvis that have such a heavy, earthy, rooted energy. They want to be rooted, and it's not very balanced, clearly. And in terms of our physical body and energy bodies, both of those bodies want to be separating in that way. Still together, still acting as a unit, but having that just naturally going in those two opposite directions. So I've found it has helped my practice a lot. It's also helped my practice in life a lot, to be comfortable with those two opposite directions. In life there are often opposite directions that we're pulled in, opposite desires, opposite draws, opposite responsibilities. So this physical practice in this way, this very structured physical practice, helps you with that same movements of energy in other ways in your life. So, having said all that, bring your hands to your thighs. Just slide your hands towards your knees and then towards your hips, nice and slowly. And first, just notice how your shoulders move when you're doing that. The shoulder blades kind of slide forward and back on the rib cage, on the surface of the rib cage. And then bring your hands to where they naturally want to stop, where your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists can be relaxed. Turn your palms to face up. And then bring your thumb and your third fingertip, your ring fingertip, so not your first finger, not your second finger, but your third fingertip to touch. Spread your other fingers wide and close your eyes. And just take a few breaths, a couple of moments to arrive here. Whatever you were doing previously in your day, just let that go. Even what you just heard me say, let that go. It'll sink in. You'll take in what you need to take in. And as you feel your body, yourself, your mind start to arrive and soften, start to bring that softness into your hips and your pelvis, especially the hip creases, right where the legs fold at the hip. Invite gravity into your hips to draw more fully down through your hips and pelvis, to let things become heavier. Try to make your legs as heavy as possible. See if you can even feel them sinking below the surface of the floor, the surface of your mat. And that can happen when we release and relax the muscles enough. Focus on feeling the support of the earth beneath you. That support that's always there, the willingness and the ability, the capacity, capability of the earth to support you. You don't need to hold yourself up from the earth. The earth can hold you at any time. The earth is strong enough. You are not a burden to the earth or to anyone. so that in your legs, your pelvis, your hips be heavy, be soft. Feel that grounded, earthy, rooted energy that's in your legs. This is your foundation. The more solidly your foundation can be upon the earth, the stronger you can grow out of that foundation. So keep your legs and hips heavy, and then start to grow your spine nice and slowly at first. Try to take the top of your sacrum into the body, towards the front of your body, and then up towards your heart to lengthen your low back. It's a very subtle movement. Keeping that, see if you can lengthen your spine again. And then lengthen right out of the crown of your skull, not the top of your head, but towards the back of the top of your head, the crown of your skull. So your chin is slightly tucked and drawn back for Jalandhara Bandha. Continuing to reach up gently through your spine, come back to your legs. Notice if there's any tension creeping into your hip creases, into your legs. Try to soften and relax the legs. And when you start this practice, you might not be able to have them completely relaxed. You might not be able to keep them grounded and rooted, and that's okay. It'll come. But as much as you can, keep your legs and your pelvis heavy as your spine grows tall and light. And to help your spine grow even longer, imagine a pair of hands wearing soft velvet gloves, and they're very gently drawing your spine in two opposite directions. Even another way that we can find opposites, opposite movements, opposite pulls. Our spine doesn't only lengthen up, it also lengthens down. Maybe you can even visualize or start to sense space coming in between each vertebrae, each set of vertebrae. The more we can create space, the more room there is for movement in our bodies and in our lives. And bring your attention to your breath. Take a few breaths just to notice, be a student of your breath. Notice the quality of your breath, where in your body you're breathing. Is the breath short and choppy, or is it long, slow, and deep? And just be curious about your breath, not judgmental, just curious, like a scientist, researching your breath, lifelong study. And with your next inhale, see if you can send your breath deeper into your body, lower down, getting down towards your foundation. So if you found your breath was up in your chest, or maybe in your solar plexus, see if you can bring it down to your belly. See if you can bring it below your navel to the bottom half of your abdomen. And if you're fairly comfortable with breathing into your belly, see if you can breathe even lower, right into your pelvis. Activating the breath body, the pranamaya kosha, within the pelvis, within the hip creases, maybe even into the legs and feet. And take 10 more slow breaths here. As you continue those deep, low breaths, just gently Come back to your body, check that your legs are still rooting down, your spine is still lengthening up, and that your breath is still as low into your body as it can be. Once those 10 breaths are complete, just release your breath. And again, take a few breaths to study what happens to your breath when you release it. And check back in with your body. Notice if your spine has collapsed a little bit, start to shrink in any place. First make a mental note, again with the research. Notice where you're collapsing, where maybe there's a little bit of weakness, where your potential spot is to be working on. And then lengthen your spine. Come back to your legs, see if you can relax them, soften them again. And bring your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, palm against palm. Let your thumb rest against your sternum. Slide your thumbs up towards your throat to lift your heart a little bit. And then breathe into the space where your thumbs are touching. Breathe into your heart. As you breathe into your heart, allow your inner heart to open. Bow your head to your heart, and bowing to your inner heart, your place of wisdom. And then bring your hands to your thighs, release your hands, lift your head, gently open your eyes. And now you're ready to go about your day in your separated but integrated new state. Namaste.